New Cathedral Mine was originally known as Gengenta. It was renamed Cathedral after the Wesleyan Cathedral of Gwenap Pit, which is about 200 yards down the road from the mine. It is located in the hamlet of Busville, in the parish of Gwenap. Cathedral Mine worked a small group of loads on the flank of Carn Moth. The mine was first worked around 1827 and continued on and off until about 1885. Production figures quoted for the period 1874 to 1881 and gives 585 tons of 7% copper ore and 1.75 tons of black tin, some of which was reclaimed from the dumps. The old mine was acquired in 1879 by the New Cathedral Copper and Tin Mining Company Limited, and had been operational for only 10 months prior to the disaster. The miners at the time were unaware of the full extent of the old workings in the area, though it was known that a parallel lode had been mined to about 40 fathoms to the south many years earlier. Just before we continue, please take time to click like and subscribe to my channel. It is free and helps me create more videos like this. On the evening of January 19, 1881, a catastrophic event unfolded at the New Cathedral Mine. John Matthews, a miner on the afternoon shift, recounted the events leading to the disaster.
I was working at the end of the 52 fathom level west of the engine shaft, accompanied by a boy named James Ferrell. Earlier, I had encountered a fellow miner, Thomas Murrish, who mentioned water seeping from the bottom of the level. He was a new miner on his first day. Despite this, I observed that the water flow was minimal and posed no immediate threat, I felt. This could be a good sign that they were about to hit a rich section of tin, as water often moved along quartz next to good tin lode. After boring and firing 2 holes, one misfired, so I went back to the cruise seat with James for about 30 minutes and prepared a fresh charge, whilst the gases and dust from the blast dissipated. I started my way back to the face to recharge the misfired hole. Then I heard a sudden rush of water and started running back through the water that was almost waist height. So along with James, we made our way toward the winds east of the shaft where the ladderway was and shouted down the shaft to alert the men working on the 60 fathom level to get out. Water by now was cascading down the shaft with some force, and loose spoil heaps due for hauling were being washed down with it. When we reached the ladder, I immediately shouted to my colleagues in the east tunnel, but the water was getting deeper. I don't think they heard us. I got on the ladder in the winds, James was with me and we started to climb. I called out, "Are you all right?" And he said yes. Then a sudden rush of air put out our candles, so I could no longer see James, and now we were in complete darkness. That was the last time I saw him. Upon reaching the 40 fathom level, I felt water around my ankles. I eventually reached the adit alone and raised the alarm. By the time I went back down the ladders with Captain Davy, the water had risen to the 30 fathom level, and by morning it had reached the 10 fathom level.
Tragically, 8 miners lost their lives in the flooding: Richard Oates, John Blacker, William Blacker, James Ferrell, Joseph May, George Richards, and a lad named Richard Bennett. The aftermath. The ladder at the bottom of the winds by which Matthews escaped was a movable one so that stuff could be wheeled from the level to the end of the shaft. When the mine was pumped out, the body of the boy James Ferrell was found at the bottom of the 52 fathoms east level, grasping the ladder firmly with both hands, along with the bodies of Richards, Oates, Bennetts and Northey were also recovered in July. It was not until August that all the bodies were finally recovered. The remains of Band Sergeant George Richards of the Red Roof Rifles was interned at Gwenap with full military honours. An inquest revealed that the agents were unaware of the old mine's existence, and despite inquiries, no plans of the old workings were found. Captain Davy, the mine manager, had previously sought information from his predecessor, Captain Joseph Mitchell, who assured him that extending the levels posed no risk of encountering old workings. The jury concluded that the deaths were accidental, resulting from the influx of water from old workings, and exonerated the owners from all blame. Following the disaster, the 52-fathom level was extended westward with precautionary boreholes drilled ahead of the workings. An old winze was discovered, and the water was gradually released. A strong brick dam with a 3-inch pipe was installed to safely manage any future water ingress.